Hello everybody. In this video we'll look at an example where we have to calculate the area of a complex shape. Okay, so let me go full screen and we'll get right started. Okay, so this is the example we have. Calculate the area of the following complex shape. Now you may be wondering, why is this called a complex shape? Well, the reason it's called a complex shape is because it's not your typical square or rectangle, triangle, or circle or oval. It's not your common shapes. It's like a mixture of those two. So we have to do a little bit more work, and we have to split the shape up into shapes that we can recognize and easily calculate the area for, and then add them together, and then we'll get the full area of this shape. So I'll go through this example in just a moment. Okay, so this is the same example. I just put the picture on the left side. So let me get my mouse pointer. Okay, can't see my mouse pointer. Here it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to adopt a red color so I can easily write on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, okay, so here we have the shape. On the bottom, it's 15 meters. The height of this halfway, it's 6 meters, but the full length from here to all the way to the bottom, that's 12. But we see that halfway is 6. Okay. And then here we have 7 meters. So if you look carefully, we'll see that actually if we split the shape up, okay, I'm not drawing perfectly, I'm trying my best to draw the straight line, okay? But if we split the shape up, I think you guys will recognize that we have two shapes that we actually recognize. On the bottom, we have a rectangle here. So I'm just going to put an R, symbolizing this is our rectangle, right? Because we see that the rectangle, the bottom is 15 meters, and the height is 6 meters. So it's a rectangle, right? We can get the area for that because we just multiply 15 and 6 to get the area of the rectangle portion. And then on the top, we have our trapezoid. So I'm going to put a T at the top to symbolize that this is our trapezoid. So let's look at the area and how do we do it for rectangle. So rectangles, it's going to be length times width. Okay? Okay, so the area for that is length times the width. So the L symbolizes the length, W symbolizes the width. So here we're just going to do 6 meters times 15 meters. Okay, and remember, when we do meters times meters, we're going to get a meter squared. Area units are always meters squared. So 6 times 15, maybe some of you guys, oh, I forgot to put a meter here. Okay, so some of you guys may need to put this in the calculator, but if you think about 15 times 2, 15 times 2 is 30, right? And okay, so 15 times 2 is 30. That means 15 times 4 is 60, right? Because 30 times 2 is 60. So that means 15 times 4 is 60. So essentially, every time you add a 30, you're adding 2 times 15. So in this case, it's going to be 90. So we're going to get 90 meters squared. Okay? So that's the area of the rectangle. Now that one was fairly easy. Now the difficult one is the top one right here for the trapezoid. It's not that bad, but the formula is a little bit, it's pretty long to remember. So that's, some of us struggle with remembering this. Okay? But pretty much what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the area of this trapezoid, and what we're going to do then is we're going to add this one from the rectangle, the 90 meters squared, and then whichever is the answer from the trapezoid, we're going to add these two numbers together, and then that's going to give us the area of the whole shape. So pretty much the thing with these examples is you break it down into smaller chunks that you actually do know how to calculate the area of, and then you just add it together. Okay, so the formula for area for a trapezoid, it's half times base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Okay? Now, in this example, if you look at the top, I'm going to actually change my pointer color to green so I can make it stand out a little bit. Okay, so here we're told that, okay, it's 6 meters right here from the bottom up till here, right? But we also know that the whole length of this is 12. So that's telling us that this height of this trapezoid is 6 meters, okay? So that's 6 meters right here. And then, if you notice down here in the formula, it's half times base 1 plus base 2 times height. The base, it's referring to this right here. So you have two bases. You have this base at the top, which is the 7 meters right here. Okay, this is 7 meters as it says already in the problem. Okay, the 7 meters, and then the second base is right here, but right from right here all the way till here. So this red line essentially that I did, to divide the trapezoid and the rectangle. So it's also a portion of this trapezoid. So, and actually this line is the same as this line right here on the bottom, 15 meters. It's the same length as this line right here. And for this one, the bottom one, we're told that this is 15 meters. But this line that I drew in the middle, the red one, it's the exact same length. So we know that this base is 15 meters. So I'm just going to write a 15 here. Okay. Oops. 15 meters. Okay, pretty much from there all the way till there, this whole red line. That's 15 meters. So this is one of our bases. So right here in the trapezoid equation bottom, half times base 1 plus base 2 times height. The height is 6 meters. One of the bases is 7 meters right here, and the other base is 15 meters right here. Okay, so we're just going to write that out in the equation. So we're going to get half times 7 plus 15 times 6. Okay? And I like to make the simplification right away here. So 6 and 2, so that goes in 3 times. Okay? And 7 plus 15, that's 22. Okay? So we have 22 times 3. Okay? So if you think about, okay, 7 plus 14, that's going to give us 21. But here we have 7 plus 15, so we have one more. So that's why it's 22 here. And 22 times 3, which is 66. And as with all areas, for every area you'll have, it's going to be a unit of length squared. In this case, we have meters, so we're going to have meters squared. Now, if you were given this in centimeters, then we're going to have centimeters squared. So whichever length unit you're given, just square that quantity for area. Okay? Now, we need the area of the whole shape, not the individual parts. So I'm going to change my pointer color to black here. And pretty much what we're going to do is we're just going to add them together. So let's just say total area for the whole shape. It's going to be 90 meters squared plus 66 meters squared. Okay, and pretty much I got this from the first one came from the area of the rectangle. Okay, and then the second one came from the area of the trapezoid. So I have these two numbers. If I add them together, let me put the answer in blue. Okay, let me just put it at the top instead, because it's a lot of stuff on the bottom. Okay, so the total is going to be 90 plus 66, so it's going to be 156 meters squared. And that's the full area in this problem. So just to iterate what we did here. What we did was we took this complex shape that they gave us in the problem, and what we do is we identify shapes that we can recognize. So here, and again I'm going to draw here. If I can find a mouse pointer. Okay, here it is. Okay, so what I do is I split this shape up into two parts that I know how to calculate the area for. The first is on the bottom, which is the easiest one. It's a rectangle. We know how to calculate the area of a rectangle, right? It's just length times width. So that's the area of the rectangle. So we got that knocked out. So half of the shape is done. Now we have the other shape, the other part of the shape, the other half. That's going to be the trapezoid. So we're going to apply the trapezoid formula. I know this is a little bit more difficult to remember, but it's half times base 1 plus base 2 times height. So in this case, since they told us that the full height is 12 meters, and half of this is taken up right here by just this triangle portion, that means that to get to the full 12, this part also has to be 6. That's why we said that this is 6 meters. And say if it was a longer number and you weren't sure how to do it, what you could do is you can do 12 minus 6 and you'll get the same answer. 12 minus 6. So the 12 comes from here, the 6 comes from here. Okay? So if you do 12 minus 6, you're going to get 6 here that I wrote at the top. So I'm going to circle it in red. Okay, that's how I got my 6 as the result. and then I took the base, which is 15 right here for this line, and then the 7, and I add them together, so I'm going to get 22. And then I'm going to divide the 22 by half, which is going to be 11, and I'm going to do it times 6, and I'm going to get 66. So that's how I got these two numbers here, and then I add them together, and I get 156 meters squared. And that's how I got the total answer, the total area of this shape. I broke it down into pieces that I could do, and then I got the answer from that. Okay, and that's all for this.